Masks for All campaign, which is under the umbrella of Fashion Circuit Series. And today I'm here to teach you guys how to make masks. You're going to need a pair of scissors, some elastic, 1/4 inch is best. You're going to need some pins. You're going to need, of course, a sewing machine, your thread, a measuring tape so that you can measure things out, and of course you're going to need your fabric. The best fabric to use is 100% cotton fabric. It's breathable, it has a tight weave, and it should be pre-washed and pre-shrunk. You need a face fabric, any kind of decoration, a lining that goes against your face. Both are 100% cotton. Put them right sides together. You want to cut them the lengthwise 8.5 inches, 9 inches by 7.5 to 8 inches. So I've already cut this mask just to make it a little bit easier with right sides together. Once your fabric is cut, you need to cut your elastic. So like I said, 1/4 inch is best to use. For women, females, I tend to cut them about 7 inches. For males, I tend to cut them about 7.5 to 8 inches. First thing you need to do is flip your masks over so the right side is showing, and begin to pin your elastics on the right side. So one part of your elastic is 1/2 inch down from the top. Pin it in place. Then move your elastic 1/2 inch from the bottom and pin it in place. We do the same. It's going to pucker a little bit, but that's okay. Then we do the same for the other side, 1/2 inch down from the top and 1/2 inch down from the bottom. And that's what it's going to look like. Puckers a little, but that's okay. So you're going to put the right side of your lining fabric, which is the part that goes against your face, to the face fabric. And I like to pin just the corners together, because when I sew it, it's easily stretched that way, rather than pinning the whole thing. So after these 4 corners are pinned together, we can move along to our machine. So we start at the top edge, about 1/3 of the way down, and about 1/2 inch in. Put your foot down and move your needle into starting position. At this point, you can move your first pin, because you definitely don't want it to get stuck in your machine, and get started. When you get close to the corner, move the pin that's holding the elastic in place out of the way, and stitch about 1/2 inch from the end. Make sure your needle is inside of your fabric. Lift your foot and pivot right angles. Once you get to about 1/2 inch from the end, make sure that your needle is inside of your fabric. Lift your foot and pivot your fabric so that by 90 degrees, so that it is facing towards you. So when you have your elastic inside, you want to be able to secure elastic tight enough so it doesn't become loose. So make sure that when you run your elastic, you go over it just a few times. So forward a little bit, back a little bit, forward a little bit. Just 3 times is enough. Then you move down to the next elastic. When you get to the end, remove your pin, because you don't want it to get caught in the machine. About 1/2 inch from the end again. As you go over your elastic, you go over once, back up, and forward again, and come down to the end. 1/2 inch from the end. Now here you've reached the top, again, where we started, right here. So you lift your foot, you pivot 90 degrees, and when you come to the opening, you stop about 2 inches from where you started, because you want an opening to be able to turn it inside out. Back and forth to secure the edge. Lift your foot, pull it, and cut your thread. So now I have one that I did over here a little earlier. So here's your opening. This is where we stitched it all the way around. We left a 2-inch opening. So you stitch it from the top, down the sides, all the way around, and stop 2 inches from the end. To make your corners crisp, when you turn it inside out so you don't have a lot of bulk, just cut your corners off here. So on this one here, I've cut the corners off. Then you're ready to turn it inside out. So you just play with it. Put your fingers inside, and the way to get your corners, you just pull on your elastic where your corners are. And that's what it looks like. Thread. That's what it looks like. After you've pleated your second pleat up about a 1/2 inch, you pin it in place, and now you're ready to go to your machine. So you move into your machine, and very, very, very close to the edge, put your foot down. And in order to secure your seam, always move forward 2 inches, back 2 inches, forward 2 inches. When you reach the end, again, to secure your seam, forward 2 inches, back 2 inches, stop your needle, make sure your needle is out of the fabric, lift your foot, bring it out, and cut your thread. You can remove your pins, and you'll see that this side is now stitched in place. You're ready to do your other side. Back 2 inches, and now move your machine. Let your machine stitch over those pleats. When you get to the end, back 2 inches, 2 stitches, forward 2 stitches. Make sure your needle is out of your fabric. Lift your foot and cut your thread. After you finish stitching your pleats, you want to make your mask nice. So you just want to clean up your loose threads by cutting them off from all the corners. And there you have your finished fan mask. So it fans out, and you're ready to put it on. These fan masks I appreciate because they are a one-size-fits-all. They can fit the men's faces, women's faces, children's faces. They're really great. So in order to put it on, you just take one side, wrap it around your ear, over your face, the other side, and then stretch the pleats so it covers your nose and covers your chin.